All right, today we are diving deep into Cardano. It's this blockchain that's been, quietly building this massive world of innovation. But here's the thing. Why does it feel like so much of it is flying under the radar? Well, let's find out together. It's a pretty wild thought, isn't it? The idea that there could be this amazing world hidden right in plain sight. Well, for the Cardano ecosystem, that's not just some philosophical question. It's the absolute reality. The trick is, you just need the right map to actually see it.
And that's where this quote from the team behind ADAStack just hits the nail on the head. They knew there was this thriving ecosystem, but they also realized it was practically invisible to the outside world. They could just sense that something really special was there, just waiting to be brought into the light.
So, that brings us right into our first section here, a hidden ecosystem. Because, like with any really deep, complex technology, the true scale of what's happening with Cardano, well, it isn't always obvious just by looking at the surface. I mean, think about it. If you're new to Cardano, trying to figure out what's actually being built can feel like you're drinking from a fire hose. The information is just everywhere. It's scattered across forums, websites, social media, and it makes it almost impossible to see the big picture.
Okay, so with all that fragmentation, you gotta ask, why are so many builders flocking to Cardano in the first place? What's the secret sauce here? All right, let's really dive into this, because it all comes down to the core principles the entire network is built on.
See, it's not just about the tech, the code. People building on Cardano are drawn to its core philosophy. It's this whole set of guiding principles that puts things like community, scientific rigor, and security above absolutely everything else.
And this right here, this illustrates a huge difference in how crypto projects are run. On one side, you've got your typical VC-controlled model, right? Where the early investors, the big money, they often have the most say. But then you look at Cardano's approach. It's community-directed. What that means is, if you hold ADA, that's the network's native token, you get a direct vote on its future. It's literally democracy baked right into the code.
Okay, now get this. That number you're seeing, 250 plus, that's not just some random number. That's how many peer-reviewed academic research papers form the very foundation of Cardano. Think about that. Every single major feature was researched, it was validated by scientists before a single line of code was ever written. We're talking about a platform that is built on scientific proof, not just on hype.
And you know what that intense academic focus leads to? It leads directly to this. Over 8 years of continuous operation without a single hack, without a single compromise. In the Wild West of crypto, that is a massive achievement. This isn't just a promise of security, it's a proven track record.
So, okay, what does all of this actually mean for the people building on the platform? Well, it means they have a rock-solid foundation to work with. I mean, just think about it for a second. 100% uptime? That means your app never goes down. A capped supply of the currency? That means predictable economics. For a developer, that's like being handed a blueprint to build a skyscraper on solid bedrock instead of, shifting sand.
Okay, so we've established the why builders are so drawn to this. Now let's get to the what. Let's actually map the landscape. Just how big is this hidden world we've been talking about?
All right, take a look at this number, 1,179. Let that sink in for a moment. That's how many distinct projects are actively building on Cardano right now. And we're talking about the whole spectrum, everything from solo developers with a big idea all the way up to large-scale companies. This isn't just a concept anymore. It's a full-on, bustling city of innovation.
So what kind of stuff is being built? Well, first up, you have dApps. That's decentralized applications. This is where you find things like DeFi, which is all about rebuilding finance without the big banks. And DAOs, you can think of those as internet-native companies that are owned and run by their own members.
Then, you've got this whole explosion of culture and creativity. This is the world of NFTs. We're talking unique digital art, collectibles, and a huge wave of blockchain games, where players actually, truly own their in-game items. Like that legendary sword or that one-of-a-kind piece of armor. It's yours.
And holding all of this up, of course, is the essential plumbing. This is the stuff you don't always see, but trust me, nothing works without it. We're talking dozens of different wallets to store your assets, blockchain explorers that are basically like a Google search for the blockchain, and all the development tools that make it way easier for the next wave of builders to jump in and get started.
So when you see all of that laid out, you can really understand why a map is so necessary. It's a huge, vibrant landscape, and being able to navigate it, that's the key to unlocking its full potential.
And that's exactly where a tool like ADAStack comes in. It's designed to be that map we've been talking about. A single, organized guide that just cuts through all the noise and shows you the entire ecosystem, all in one place. And getting started with it is super simple. You can browse by category, you can discover specific DApps and tools, you can find the perfect wallet for your needs, or, if you're a developer, you can just jump right into the resources you need to start building your own thing.
Okay, so where does all this lead? What's the journey ahead look like? What is the big picture for Cardano and its just constantly expanding universe of projects?
So the really crucial point here is how all these different pieces fit together. You've got that provably secure foundation from all the research, you have democratic control thanks to the governance, and you get this incredible resilience from decentralization. But there is one more piece to this puzzle that acts like absolute rocket fuel for the entire ecosystem. Over $1 billion. That is the current value of Cardano's on-chain treasury. Think of it like a massive, community-controlled venture fund that's built right into the protocol itself. Literally anyone can propose an idea, and the community votes on what gets funded. It means this ecosystem doesn't need to go ask permission from VCs. It funds its own future.
And that leaves us with the most exciting question of all, doesn't it? With a provably secure foundation, a billion-dollar war chest, and a truly democratic system, what on earth will this community build next? The only limit, really, is their imagination. And the cool part is, now that you have the map, you can be there to watch it all unfold. The journey is really just beginning.